Depending on where you live or where you've traveled, you may or may not be familiar with clotted cream. It's not very common to run across it in the US, but let me tell you, it is a delicacy you have to make at least once. Welcome to the Salted Pepper, where we cook for real life using real food and we keep it real simple. Today we're gonna make a really easy recipe. One ingredient, but it does take about a day, day and a half, all right? But it's hands-off time, so please, make it at least once and you will thank me. This is so delicious. So clotted cream, it kind of sounds a little icky, right? But it's not. It's baked cream that takes on a little nuttiness and then we refrigerate it, it thickens and you scoop it out and it's kind of like a little bit like US butter, but different. Maybe with a little hint of whipping cream, maybe the two combine. But really, it's unlike anything I've ever had before. And I couldn't believe how easy it is. The most important thing is to get the right type of cream. So what I recommend is going to like a Whole Foods or if you have a creamery near you and get a low heat pasteurized milk. You cannot use ultra pasteurized. It can be pasteurized, of course, but not ultra. And almost all cream in the grocery stores are ultra pasteurized. I scoured the stores and could not find any until I happened across like our version of a Whole Foods and they carried it and it worked like a dream. This one is non-homogenized, low heat pasteurized cream, okay? The higher the fat, the better the clotted cream is gonna be at the end. All right, now, okay, so that's the milk or the cream. Then we need to think about what pan we're gonna use. I'm gonna use the Ninja Foodi for this recipe. I'm gonna use Dehydrate. It works beautifully, but you can use your oven. You can use any other type of device that has Dehydrate as long as it can go at about 170 to 180 degrees. And you can use your oven if you can set your oven at about 180. Some recipes will say you can go up to 200. I found that was too hot, even in the oven, but you could give it a try if you wanted to. The amount of liquid that you want in your pan should not be more than about an inch, maybe an inch and a half tops, okay? So what I have is the Ninja all-purpose pan, which is about 9 inches in diameter. And that gives me just about an inch of cream when I use 2 cups. And that's what I do. And it makes enough. It's only gonna last, I don't know, 3 to 4 days in the refrigerator. So you don't wanna make too much of it anyway. I do understand that it freezes well, but I have not done that. So I don't have any firsthand experience on freezing it. So grab 2 cups of a cream and pour it right in to your pan. Now, if you have an 8-inch Fat Daddy-O pan, it'll be fine. It's not quite as big in diameter, but it will work fine. Then put the pan on the rack if you're gonna use the Ninja Foodi. Or you could use the Speedy for this and just set a pan, right down on the rack in the low position. You could use the oven if you wanted, the XL oven that dehydrates. Any dehydrator will work fine. And in your oven, you can also do it. You could do it in a large casserole if you wanted to. You could even make more in the oven. So whatever appliance you're using, put the cream inside on a rack. Close the lid. Turn it on. Select Dehydrate. We want to go to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. And we want to go to 10 hours. And hit start. And that's it, okay? Now, if you need to go 12 hours because of timing reasons, you absolutely can. There's no problem with that. I have done it at 12 hours, and I had a feeling, though, that it would be okay at 10 when I looked at it, when it was done at 12 hours. So I'm gonna go 10 today, and then I'm gonna let you know which one I think tastes better at the end. We just have a few minutes for our clotted cream that we put in the Foodi 10 hours ago, almost, until it's done. But I wanted to show you the results I got from just regular ultra pasteurized whipping cream that you can buy at any store. The top is a lot less brown, but now it's set up overnight. So we're a little bit sturdier here. But you're gonna see that there's a lot less of the clotted cream. Okay, which would be part this, and of course this brown deliciousness. Let me get it broken up a little bit and into the bowl. There is a lot more of just regular cream, which of course, I mean, technically you could use it. So if you can't find anything else, you can use it and just make a tiny bit of the clotted cream. And then the rest you would just, either put in your coffee or make, something else out of it because it's still good. You can make scones with it if you wanted to. So there's just not as much yield. And therefore it just didn't, in my opinion, didn't work as well. So there's probably about almost a half of a cup left over. And I put in, I think, 1 cup. So we got 50% yield, where usually you get a little bit more when you're doing the regular or the not ultra pasteurized cream. All right, but I did want to show you what it looked like because it actually, when I took it out, it didn't look like it was going to work at all. And after it set up, though, it worked much better than I thought. So, hey, if that's all you can find, still give it a try. Oh, you know what? I guess I should taste it, huh? Because taste is everything, right? Let me just grab a little bit here. It's tasty. Wow. I really had no hopes of that working. Very yummy. All right, so didn't work too bad. All right, we can go ahead and open this up now. All right, now this is a little bit browner. It looks beautiful. All right, now don't worry about it being a little bit liquidy. That will set up in the refrigerator. Now, what I recommend is getting the pot out or getting the container out of the pot, letting it sit for a little bit on your counter. I mean, it can sit for, 30 minutes to an hour, and then putting it in the refrigerator uncovered. You don't want to trap in steam or anything. Yeah, I can see underneath this is a lot more solid than what I had with this. But still, this was pretty good. All right, so I'm going to leave it right here on my cutting board for, 30 minutes or so, and then I'll pop it into the refrigerator uncovered. The only reason why I let it sit here is because you don't want to put hot things directly into your refrigerator. It will lower the temperature. So that's just what I do. It's totally up to you. It's fine to go directly in the refrigerator if that's what you want to do. Leave it in there for at least 8 hours, okay? 12 is better, honestly. You can leave it in for 24. It's fine. And then I'll show you how to skim off the actual clotted cream. After your clotted cream is chilled in the refrigerator for 8 to 12 hours, we are ready to scoop it out and put it into a dish. This is when it's gonna really set up, okay? So it makes it easier. You really do need to chill it for that long in order for this to work. So now just take some sort of a utensil and scrape over the top of it. There's going to be a little bit of still liquid cream down in the bottom, and we're gonna leave that alone. We're gonna take out all of this stuff. That's the clotted cream. If you want it even thicker, you can dehydrate for 12 hours. When I did that, it was a little bit thicker. So some of this cream here is a little bit thinner than it was when I went 12 hours. So that's totally up to you. It's personal preference. I'll let you know about taste as soon as I taste this because the other batch I did was for 12 hours. Okay, and then there's a little bit left here. Okay, you can mix this up because it's too liquidy. We don't want to put that in, but mix it up and you can use it in your coffee. Okay, you don't have to discard it. So I'm gonna set that over here. And now there's a couple things you can do. If I had a bigger bowl, you could take a little beater and actually mix this all up so that all those brown bits kind of get broken up. But I like it this way. So I just sort of mix this up with just either a spoon or like I'm doing now, a little knife. And there we go. There is the clotted cream. All right, now what do we serve the clotted cream with? Of course, scones. And I just happen to have some right in here. So let me grab one out. These are piping hot right out of the air fryer. Oh my gosh, they smell so good. Now, I do need to let these cool down just a little bit. So let me do that, and then I'll slather it with some clotted cream and give it a taste. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh, look at this. Now, ordinarily, you'd put a little bit of strawberry jam or some other kind of jam, but I don't have any. So, and then make your little scone sandwich. Oh my goodness. Wow. 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 It's like heaven. Now, I will say, man, that's good. I'm gonna recommend 12 hours of dehydration instead of 10. And the reason being is I've done it both ways. And I think the 12-hour dehydration gives it just a little bit more flavor, a little bit more nuttiness, and I really like that. But again, it's up to you. 10 to 12 hours on the dehydrate setting, and then let it refrigerate. Scrape it off the top, and here you go. Make sure you refrigerate this, and it's gonna be good for 2 to 3 days.